I sat for a while wondering how do you start one of these things, like one of these videos, but we're just gonna dive right in. Recently I've just had like this feeling, and I can't really explain it, what it is, because if it was that easy, I wouldn't be making this right now, but here I am, and sometimes you feel like you're out of body. Like nothing you do really matters, like all that emptiness in your life kind of just takes over. And then you're left with nothing. Just to flip over that nothing and find more nothing, After a while, you start to ask yourself, what is my purpose in life? And that is probably one of the hardest questions you will ever have to ask yourself, because think about it. At the end of the day, we're just here on a floating rock, soaring in the universe, soaring in space. And that's kind of all it is, and eventually one day I will die. Same thing with you. Same thing with every single person who will probably ever watch this video. But that's not the problem. Death is not the problem. Right now is the problem. Because I feel like death actually ties a whole bunch of meaning into everything. The fact that death exists shows that life is meaningful. Because we die, Every single second that we have on this planet is valuable. The fact that I just sat there for 20 minutes trying to figure out my life, that is 20 minutes I can never get back. Same thing with you. When you sit in your bed for 8 hours a day and you're trying to figure out that why, that purpose in your life. Why do you do these things? Why do bad things happen to good people? You're trying to find those answers. But you're left with nothing. And I don't believe that I actually have no purpose. Obviously I probably have some kind of purpose of being here, because or else I wouldn't be here. Same thing as you, and maybe it's hard. Maybe the fact that I have the fact that little contact with strangers. I don't have a lot of friends, all right? I don't have a lot of social anxiety. But is that really an excuse? Not really. My entire life I've, if you're just going to try to make excuses as to why you won't do anything or why nothing will work out for you. But at the end of the day, it might. Because if you don't get out there and you don't try, how do you know? How do you know? How do you know you can't do it? Or how do you know that there's not some meaning out there for you? Because I also found this out too. What makes life really so unique is the fact that there is no set goal. There is no set purpose. There is no set meaning. All right? In fact, the only meaning that will ever be given to the world is the meaning that you give to the world. All right? Maybe stop trying to live for more days. Instead just add life. Add more life into your days. Because at some point the thing is gonna flip. All right, you're gonna have more yesterdays built up than you're gonna have tomorrows. All right, and you never know when that flip is gonna switch, but it kind of just does. So if you're waiting for the right moment, the right time to strike in your life, you might just wait around forever. Because sometimes I fear that I may be the only person to have ever known me as a person in this life. Because every single person you look at, think about when you go driving, when you go walking, when you go wherever, the gym or whatever, you see these people, right? And little do you know that these people have just as much meaning and purpose, and like their life is basically just as real and unique as yours. And sometimes that's hard to wrap your head around because you just see the external part of these people. Maybe you had a bad interaction with somebody and you see them as horrible now. But really, they're a nice person. The fact is you can never get around to winning this thing. That emptiness feeling, that void that you're trying to fill with all the drugs, alcohol, and sex. But it never gets filled, does it? Because you're always left in the same spot you were. Eventually you're going to have to change your ways. Just sometimes you wait until the pain of not changing is so much that you are forced into changing. And eventually you'll have to change. Eventually you'll have to stop doing the certain thing or stop seeing that certain person. Why not do it sooner? Because change is inevitable. Time will never allow something to stay in the same place forever. All right, or maybe it will, but time, you're gonna be moving around your entire life. All right, you're growing and developing every single day. But you're probably like, Matthew, how do I find my purpose in life? Well, don't ask somebody who doesn't have a purpose themselves. It's stupid. Why are you here? No. What you really have to go out there and do, right, is the first step is you have to get out there and you have to try. You have to take something that you've always wanted to do or that you've always been afraid of doing and then take that first step. Take that first guess. Because at the end of the day, we are all living for the first time. All right? Or maybe we're not. Because sometimes I feel like I've been here before, But let's just assume this is my first time ever being on this planet. And probably my last, TBH. But when you go out there and you try to set goals for yourself, you try to find that purpose in your life, you were just left with nothing. In fact, you may be left with more nothing than if you haven't even tried at all. Because the fact that you're trying now actually puts you in a boat, but it turns out you're just in the middle of the ocean. Maybe that purpose in your life was never supposed to be one thing. Imagine yourself in a desert, all right, and you're looking at the sun. All right, I don't know where I got this from, but you're looking at the sun, right, and you're walking towards it. All right, but then you lose focus or whatever, and then all of a sudden, the sun's over there now. All right, so you start walking towards it again. All right, that's kind of like purpose. That's kind of like meaning. You're never going to have that one set thing, but it will always be there. You'll always be working towards something until eventually the heat in the desert is too much and you die. But that is everything. Do you want to sit there at the end of your life and you want to be like, damn, I didn't enjoy any of this shit. I hated every second of this life. I mean, maybe you don't care, or maybe you do, but what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter how much you do or don't care. We're all going to end up in the same place, the same 6 feet under, if we're even lucky, if we're not a billion pieces from getting got in a car crash. I just scrolled on Instagram Reel, the first thing I seen was a car crash. But here's the thing. Death can come at any time. All right, I could walk out of my house today and die. You can go hop in your car, drive somewhere, get in a car crash. All right, things happen. All right, but does it all happen for a reason? That's a question for another time. But specifically your reason, all right, because that's really all that matters, right? When you decide that you want to be better, that you want to take that change in your life, when you finally have a big enough why to change everything, that's when everything starts to become clear. That one thing in your life that you enjoy doing. So you get out there and you do it anyway. It doesn't matter if you're tired. It doesn't matter if you're sick. It doesn't matter if you're not feeling up to it today. Today is the day. All right, and it takes a long time for people to realize that maybe there will be no tomorrow. Maybe today was your last day and you really didn't know it. But that's why you have to get out there and to figure it out yourself. I may not have my purpose right now. You may not have your purpose right now, but eventually in life, eventually it will come around to you. Eventually your purpose will find you. As soon as you stop trying to find the answers, everything starts coming to you. It's kind of weird how that works. Kind of the purpose in life. There really is no purpose. The fact that we're just here. All right, and you could actually go out there, and this is actually the good part. You could go out there and you could do whatever it is you want to do. Today, right now, no excuses. You could do it. All right? If you see another human being in this world that has done it before, or if you already have an idea that seems possible, it's possible, dude. Every single thing that was impossible and turned possible, I think the water bottle was crackled or whatever. It's possible. Anything in this life is possible. All right? And that should scare you. That should actually scare you that you can go out there and do whatever it is you want to do, because life could get bad at points. Sometimes you could have nothing. Sometimes you have nothing left to lose, so you just get out there and try to gain everything. Always have no expectation. Always go out there and just do it. You know, because if you spend too much time in the back thinking about what's going to happen, how everything is going to go down, all the worst possible scenarios, how your life is going to end up in a piece of shit, then it will. All right? If you could just pretend now that everything is okay, that everything will be fine, the fact that you have already won this game of life, you've already won. You know, these shitty, horrible things that are happening to you, it doesn't matter. All right? Because eventually they'll go away. You've already won. All right? You've already achieved and got everything. In fact, you might have already lived your life. You know? But eventually it'll find you. You know, that purpose. You know, you just have to keep on doing. You know? And don't let that void consume you. You know, and try to own your mind and just accept things you can't control, because sometimes in life things can get hard. You know, but you have to keep on going. You know, and if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you, you know? I appreciate you. I do. You know? And it's okay. You might have found your purpose in life, or you might have not. You know, doesn't really matter. You know, you're gonna find it no matter what. You know, you're gonna continue to go out there. You're gonna continue to live your life, and eventually, everything will turn around for you. You know, just remember, nothing changes if nothing changes. You know, just the habits in your life, the routine of your life, just you have to try to change it for you. You know? So try your best to get out there and enjoy your day. You know? And do one more thing for me. Stay positive.